Hey guys, I apologize if I don't sound all that great. There's a lot of smoke in the air and it is making my voice very raspy. There seems to be nothing I can do about that. Also, it's very hot, so the AC is going to be on. So, yeah, if this isn't the greatest audio quality for a video, I apologize. Alright, let's get on with it. Ah yes, Super Mario 3D World. I remember when this game was announced for the Wii U. The first trailer came out to a thunderous applause of yawns. Oops. I remember not caring much for the trailer. The game seemed like it lacked an identity similar to Super Mario 3D Land. However, I ended up defending this game as people were somehow thinking it was basically the same as Super Mario 3D Land, but ported to the Wii U. It was called Super Mario 3D World, not HD 3D Land. Also, I had just finished 3D Land at the time, and I knew nothing in the trailer was directly from the previous game. So yeah, I defended the game online until the next trailer came out. Suddenly everything changed. Oh boy, everyone changed their minds, including myself. This game looked like it was going to be something different. The inclusion of the cat suit was probably the big part of this. A brand new power-up was exciting and something lacking in the previous 3D Mario game. Yeah, the big selling point was the cat suit, but probably to many people's surprise, there was also this new double cherry power-up as well. This was ironically a glitch in the coding of the game, but the person found it while playing around the game, decided that it was really fun, and gained the support from colleagues and isolated the glitch into a power-up. I love it when glitches and bugs become, things left in the game because they're just fun to mess with, proving the development team had fun on the adding mechanics side of things. However, not everyone bought a Wii U, making this game somewhat hard to access, until roughly the end of last year, it was suddenly announced that Super Mario 3D World was coming to the Nintendo Switch. I wasn't really caring too much until they also announced Bowser's Fury with it. Now, I've heard Bowser's Fury alone isn't worth getting Super Mario 3D World again, but currently it is the only way to access it. So this time around, I'm playing the Switch version, and I will be reviewing Bowser's Fury in a little bit. Until then, let's get this show on the road. Let's take on the cat suit! Alright, let's recap that plot. So the gang of friends, Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Peach, are just walking around as fireworks are seemingly happening for no reason. Suddenly, the group find a busted clear pipe. They fix it up and a fairy pops out. She tells them that Bowser is capturing her friends, and speak of the devil, Bowser pops right out of the pipe and grabs her too. Bowser takes off, and not one to fear anyone, Princess Peach, of all people, jump in after him. Everyone kind of rushes into the pipe after that, and there we go. They end up in a strange land. The team rescue the fairies, Bowser grabs them all at the end, putting them in a bottle again, and the team race off against Bowser one last time. Other than that, there's basically no plot at all. It's never mentioned why Bowser's kidnapping fairies. He's putting them in bottles. Is this like a Zelda thing for extra lives, or is he just collecting kidnap victims now? The world may never know. Also, the cute presentations are gone in the game outside of the opening cutscene. The opening cutscene is really cute, but when Bowser kidnaps Peach, there was romantic implications at least. Here, we have no reason for any of this. I'm sorry, but that's not good, even for Mario standards. So while the story might not be making a whole lot of sense, the charm is the complete opposite. I love the music of this game. The main theme is fantastic and possibly my favorite Mario theme of all time, which is saying a lot. The game also looks great as well. I mentioned the opening cutscene a few times, but it does look really nice. The scene during the final boss fight has a cool scene too, with Bowser climbing up this skyscraper wall and duplicating himself. I love that scene. Also, enemy design looks great. The ones wearing cat suits are absolutely adorable. Hell, the cat suit in general is just cute. Speaking of enemies, the new boss designs are also really good. You have this jester-like Magic Koopa and the Histocrats, who suddenly remind me of Orochi. You know, Orochi from Japanese folklore? No? Okay. Bowser wearing a cat suit at the end of the game looks great as well. And I like the look of his car. although it does remind me a lot of Wario's car as well. The last charming thing I'm going to be bringing up is the fact that this game is like what would happen if Super Mario Bros. 2 from the USA and Super Mario Bros. 3 collided and made a 3D child, or game, or whatever. Tank levels return, there's new train levels, the new world, 4 players, just like Super Mario Bros. 2. It's amazing. I love it. Now for me to talk about the biggest change between the Wii U version and the Switch version, the gameplay. Between versions, every character has had their running speed increased while their jump distance was decreased. Seems small, right? Well, it kind of isn't. I used to play liking Toad a lot, and I thought his running speed was great while his jump wasn't super crippling. Now it's like playing as Sonic with weights tied to his shoes. I ended up liking Mario this playthrough as he plays a lot like Toad did in the last game. Is this a bad change? Well, not exactly. I don't care for it personally, but some levels are suddenly a lot harder for characters and easier for others. It seems possibly bad, but if I'm honest, I don't think the difficulty was, kind of the point, while I think it was absolutely the point at the same time. That makes sense? No? Okay. This change highlights the actual differences between the characters is what I'm trying to get at. For example, Luigi has a lot less traction on the ground due to his increased speed. He's harder to control in tighter platforms, which makes him more challenging to play in a lot of levels. However, some levels are absolutely easier with his jump now. The original release, the characters were different, but not so much to really affect the gameplay. Now they are. That is probably a good thing even if I want to hate it. As for power-ups, there are 2 new ones. The Fire Flower, Boomerang Flower, and Tanuki Leaf all return from the previous game, and they all play exactly the same from Super Mario 3D Land. The biggest of the new power-ups is the cat suit. Find a bell and you are now an adorable cat. They have close-range attacks and aerial attacks, and they can climb walls. This actually changes level structure a lot, and while it seems simple, the catsuit is incredibly useful. Love this power-up. The next one is the Double Cherry. This is the glitch turn power-up I mentioned earlier. This item isn't something that you can take out of stages you find them in. What this does is it duplicates your character. Like playing as Mario? Well, now you play as 2 Marios. You can use this in conjunction with other power-ups too. This power-up isn't super useful unless you're trying to keep some of your clones alive for a secret or 2, but it's fun to mess with. The last power-up I'm going to mention is the Mega Mushroom. This item grows you gigantic for a limited time. This is one of the better power-ups coming back from the new Super Mario Bros. Series, and I'm glad it's back here. Destroy everything while big. Simple, but fun. Overall, I love the way the game controls, and the new power-ups give this game more identity than the 3DS game had. Naturally, none of these power-ups actually affect the overworld. Yes, there are overworlds in this game. You can explore them for secrets, power-ups, and lives. They're designed well enough, but only some of the levels really follow the theming to a T. Most of these levels are just whatever the heck they want them to be. The levels themselves range quite a bit. Some of these levels are easier while others are definitely more difficult. The normal thing that you'd normally find in a game like this. Some of these levels are super creative though. There's this level where you jump on giant ant creatures and a ninja castle level. None of these levels are too big, but nothing is too bad either. It's levels where you are on smaller platforms and moving slowly, which are the worst, but they aren't exactly super common either. The boss fights are okay. You face off against Boom Boom and Pom Pom several times, and they are absurdly easy every time, which is disappointing. Bowser's car is okay. Easy at first and somewhat challenging when you face it again. The real fun though are the bosses between several worlds. This is where you fight Yoshi Orochi and the Jester. They aren't super challenging fights, but they're fun enough in their own right. You also have a big rock and part of a wall. They aren't too bad, and honestly almost forgot them despite literally just playing the game before writing this. They aren't too dangerous if I'm honest. You also get little mini-boss fights around the overworld. They aren't too bad either, just a mini-fight-like challenge. Last to talk about is Catsuit Bowser. He isn't actually a boss fight. That probably sounds kind of weird now that I think about it. But no, instead Bowser chases you while you're climbing this big-ass tower like he's watched too much Tom and Jerry. Eventually you use POW blocks against him, and then he gets a hold of a double cherry or two, and suddenly in cartoon fashion, there's an army of Toms, Bowsers. Actually, since Bowser's male, you could call him a Tom if you really wanted to. Huh. Anyway, you dodge them and beat the game. The end. Overall, he's more of an obstacle in the final fight, but overall, it was still pretty memorable in a way. There are a few issues here and there, but the levels and boss fights are sound designed with fun and creativity in mind. It's great. Of course, you know we're not finished, right? Yeah, there's plenty more to do in the game. There are a few secret levels in the overworld. The one I note the most is an optional level inspired by Mario Kart. It is super fun, and you see Luigi if you speedrun it, basically if you win the race. Actually, it's an Easter egg. Luigi is hidden all throughout the game, nearly in every level. This game originally came out during the celebration of Luigi, actually. It's nice the 8-bit Luigis are hidden everywhere, still in the Switch version. That's awesome. Both versions even have the minigame where you play as just Luigi in the arcade Mario Brothers. If you beat the game, you unlock a hidden world, which you can get a bunch of hard levels and then harder versions of previous levels. You can even unlock a new character. Yes, Rosalina is a playable character, unlocked when you beat a specific level in the secret world. She is awesome, easily my favorite playable character of the bunch. She can do the Galaxy Spin attack by default, giving her more combat coverage than other characters, and a longer jump as well. She may actually be better without a power-up even. Overall, this is awesome. Now for the shit. Green stars aren't too bad, but some of them are annoying as hell to get. There are 3 in every main level, and you typically get 1 for mini-boss fights as well. They are needed to progress and access optional levels. Luckily, when you do get 1, you keep it even if you die. You just have to beat the level afterwards. This isn't nice since some of these are really tricky to get and then still survive. Stamps are roughly the same. They unlock images you can use in photo mode. This makes the Switch version slightly better if I'm honest. In the original version you use stamps in a message board type place that doesn't work anymore. Photo editor is a much better use in my opinion. There is roughly a stamp in each of the main levels. This is okay. However, to unlock the super secret final level, you need all the previous stamps, green stars, and the flagpoles. Okay, first thing, you may find that you're missing some green stars. This is where the mystery houses and Captain Toad comes in. Mystery houses have you do a small amount of mini challenges for green stars. It's not too bad, it's really arcade-like. Captain Toad plays a demo of his own game to find green stars. Nice! These are fun. As for the flagpoles, each main level ends with a flagpole. Like Super Mario 3D Land, you have to hit the tippy top of each pole in order to 100% the game. Yes, this is easier in Super Mario 3D World. You have the cat suit which automatically climbs the pole and hits the top. This is still annoying. The final world, Crown World, is also annoying. I like the Captain Toad part of it, but the Ultimate Mystery House has too many challenges in a row which you have to do in one run. Screw up once, and you go all the way back to the beginning. The final level is also a test of patience. It is frustrating personally. It is easier with the increased speed, but it's still annoyingly difficult for some of the wrong reasons. Last, and this is really stupid, how to collect the last of the stamps. You can unlock the logos for all 5 playable characters. How? Easy! Beat every level in Mystery House as every single character. Having friends, or at least an extra controller to cheese this, is the best option. Don't have friends or extra controllers? Neither does this dude. Even with all that, you still have to beat the game twice at least for a stamp or 2. This is stupid, beyond stupid. I don't recommend this ever. So how do I feel overall about Super Mario 3D World? Well, it certainly has some issues. The biggest issues is needing to beat the level with every character for completion and the plot. Given most people don't play Mario games for plot anyway, even I try to give it a pass on simplistic and basic princess kidnapping stories. But this one is a little much. And by much, I mean lacking. And by a little, I was just being sarcastic. Beating every level with every character and hitting the top of each flagpole is also just a tad bit much. Playing with friends may help this out, but sometimes it seems levels aren't really built with multiplayer in mind. Still, playing co-op is fun for the most part. Maybe not with 4 players though. Overall though, the game is pretty solid. Most of the levels are fun, the challenging levels are pretty decent, and the gameplay works well. The catsuit is a fantastic power-up, and one I hope we see again. The music and charm are fantastic, and fighting hidden Luigis is fun time. Overall, the game is pretty good. Solid 7 out of 10. Is it worth $60? In my opinion, no. Even if it is new for you, the game is worth checking out. But at full price, I'd say wait for a sale. However, with Bowser's Fury, maybe there's some hope here. Yes, the Switch version comes with Bowser's Fury, an expanded pack that also has a bit of an open world side to it, like a side game. Will that help? Well, check back over next time as I review that myself. See you next time as I take on Godslayer Bowser. Okay, that isn't his official name, but I can't help it. That sounds so cool. See you next time, my minions. Take care. And if you like the video, like, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff. It really does help out my channel, and I would appreciate some actual commentary. Alright, bye-bye!